Now let's review cost management within eBuilder Enterprise. Ultimately, we want to have total visibility of all of our project costs. Whether we're initially setting up the budget, then ensuring that we have the appropriate funding to execute that budget, tying that to commitments and contracts with vendors that are going to execute the project, and then being able to coordinate with finance and track the status of any payouts as well as cash flow that's required on our projects. So not only do we want to see the current status at any given time of what our payments are currently, we want to have complete visibility all the way from the start to end date of all the cost management on our projects. Also, you'll typically see that there are going to be changes along the way. Let's say you're 20% in through the project and a significant change order comes up. Because you have a complete cost management view from start to finish, you'll be able to easily see at 20% in on your schedule the impact of that change order compared to your budget and throughout the rest of the commitments and payments that you have scheduled for your project. Now, not only do we want to look at this at the project level, we want to be able to evaluate this at the program level. Now, first, we start with funding. You may have a variety of different funding resources and different funding audit trail requirements or stipulations on how and which projects you utilize funding on. By being able to look at the funding sources at a complete portfolio level and then choosing which particular project budgets you want to assign to, you can keep that complete audit trail. Then also from a reporting point of view, you can easily see the current status and performance of spending at a project level and then evaluate that against your current cash flow at a complete program level. This is really great for finance because then they can have predictability on when they need to be able to make funds accessible. Now let's take a look at the cost on our project. Here we have a complete summary of all the cost items. We can then also see all of the different statuses associated with those items. You can change different layouts or views based on the different data and statuses that you'd like to see. Now let's take a look at the funding sources that we've allocated for our project. Here you can see we have a variety of different funding sources. We have their description, and then we can also see the total funds associated, what's been budgeted, committed, and what remaining funds are left. Here we can take a look at all of our budget items. Then we can actually look at the commitments and the contracts that we've set up specifically with vendors to execute the items that are on our budget. Then we can take a look at our actual costs. If you click on any of the individual items, it'll open up those cost details, and you can see any documents or any traceable information or history that's associated with that. Now let's walk through a change management process and how it goes through the different stakeholders and steps and then automatically updates to cost management. Let's say a change order has been initiated. The project manager then reviews, and here they can see that there's a projected commitment change. As it then goes to the next step in the process, here we then move this to actually pending this commitment. So as we do a final review and approval, we can then see that this moves over into the approved commitment changes in the cost management. So again, your workflows, all of your different stakeholders, and your cost management are all integrated and tied together.